Well, here we are, the first part of the two-part Series 2 finale. Let's just say this episode certainly has its moments, plus sheer nostalgia, and man does it set up the second part Doomsday in style. One of the episode's key highlights is that we finally get to see the London office of the Torchwood Institute, the organisation conceived by Queen Victoria to fight extraterrestrial threats that was first introduced in the earlier Series 2 episode, Tooth and Claw. The pompous and annoyingly arrogant London branch takes pride in claiming and using technology for the glory of the British Empire. They are the ones responsible for opening up these dimensional fissures that allow for these ghosts to appear on Earth, and little do the Torchwood scientists know that by opening and closing these fissures, they are causing irreversible damage that would allow beings to travel back in time between the parallel universes. These fissures allow for the Cybermen to slowly transfer an invasion force to our Earth from the parallel universe where Mickey and Rose's alternative universe father lived. In that world, named Pete's World in the next episode, the Cybermen were defeated, but they managed to escape through fissures. It's a terrifying thought when you get down to it. The human lifespan is nothing compared to a creature who's existed for almost a millennium. As Jackie advises her daughter Rose, and in 40 years' time, 50, there'll be this strange woman, walking through the marketplace on some planet a billion miles from Earth, and she's not Rose Tyler. Not anymore. She's not even human. Despite Rose's obvious romantic infatuation with the Doctor, that life just isn't possible. Also, practically speaking, we know it's not possible. Even if you've never watched an episode of the classic series in your life, you'll know the companions are rotated fairly regularly. It's not as if the show ever had a consistent cast, even in the classic run. Even if the assistant might be interchangeable to the general public, we know watching it that Billie Piper won't be around forever. Maybe it'll be another year, maybe two. Maybe she'll stay along as Elizabeth Sladen or Fraser Hines. Or maybe she'll be leaving pretty soon, seeing as we're making a big deal of it, and the whole I'm Rose Tyler and I'm about to die sort of thing kinda gives it away in a way. There's some great character stuff here too, all thematically tied together. We get Rose's fantasy about living forever with the Doctor, which mirrors Jackie's belief that her father might be coming home. Both hopes and dreams that we can understand, but ones that can objectively recognise as impossible. Much like the fact that these ghosts are ultimately something truly horrifying, the thought of living with the Doctor for the rest of your life isn't as romantic as Rose might want to believe. It's no mistake that Davies writes good characters. That is arguably his greatest strength. His leads are great. His supporting cast are fun. Even though Jackie hasn't been a regular companion, we know enough about her to expect their brief trip with the 10th Doctor to be fun. Even Davies' one-off guest stars are great. Yvonne Hartman is pretty fantastic, with Davies having a great laugh writing a chipper modern manager of a top-secret colonial organisation. Even the smaller roles like Gareth and Adiola get small but endearing interactions that mark them as characters rather than handy victims. All totally believable characters, and those in which the audience can actually invest in and totally empathise for. Looking at his Doctor Who work, Davies works best when he's writing character-focused stuff that doesn't necessarily rely on the plot too heavily. I think his Christmas stories are superb. Smith and Jones is a delightfully fun season opener, second only to Stephen Moffat's The 11th Hour, but we'll get to those in time. Davies' best Doctor Who script for me is Midnight, which, again, we'll get to, but is essentially a quiet, character-driven episode that deconstructs a lot of the standard Doctor Who conventions while refusing to even explain the monster of the week. And it is, of course, both cleverer and better for refusing to do so. Back here in this episode, however, we get a real taste of just how powerful Davies is at writing characters, and of course setting up the conflict to come. The Army of Ghosts was a very good introduction to the story to come in Doomsday. The episode brought together Jackie, Rose, the Doctor, Pete Tyler, Jake, Mickey, and the leader of Torchwood, Yvonne Hartman. The combination of characters made the episode extra exciting and interesting. What I found interesting was that Russell T Davies decided to bring back the parallel universal story from the Rise of the Cybermen and Age of Steel, and extend it to the finale. Daleks vs Cybermen, every Doctor Who fan's greatest fantasy to come next week. Who can argue with a plotline to come like that?
That's not Cybermen.
Oh my god.
Location Earth. Life forms detected. Exterminate. 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 Exterminate.
Overall, this episode spent a lot of time building up the conflict that takes place in the next chapter. The pacing was excellent, and the revelation of both the Daleks and Cybermen was extremely well handled and brilliantly realised. The surprising return of Mickey and the official introduction of the Torchwood Institute helped elevate this episode as one of the most entertaining episodes of the whole season. It builds on many of the carefully developed threads that were deployed throughout the season, and it all comes together incredibly well. Daleks, Cybermen, and Rose's death await viewers in the next episode. Man, you couldn't ask for a better cliffhanger. However, in terms of an overall score, you'll have to wait until next time.